Okay, here we go.
Space coconut.
Okay, so it looks like me and a lot of people were wrong. The red herring is real. So she turned into a vengeful spirit after the guy killed her. So let's check out her story here, because I'm interested in that. Rin was the only child of the Yamaoka family. She was raised in the dusty halls of a traditional house in Kagawa. She studied education at Takamatsu, a private university, which weighed heavily on her family's shaky finances. Her mother got ill that year, and the bills started piling up. Rin worked part-time in a futile attempt to help lighten the load. Her father faced a debt that grew without end. He started working double shifts in hope of obtaining a promotion. That's when he started losing sleep. A dark whisper would keep him awake all night, reminding him of his hopeless situation. Exhausted, he started to lose grasp of reality, fighting to deny what the voice whispered at night. Rin's father made a desperate move. He met with his superior and explained his situation. He begged for a bonus, an advance, time off, anything. His request was denied. The company had launched a defective production line that was costing them dearly. Someone had to be held accountable, and Rin's father fitted the bill perfectly. He was fired after 22 years of service. That evening, Rin came home from work. She'd stayed late to entertain customers that lingered at the restaurant. She parked her bike in the shed. She heard her mother scream from the house. She rushed in, climbing up the stairs to her parents' room. There she found bits and pieces of her mother on the floor. Her limbs were clean-cut, tangled up in an unnatural position. Her breasts were sliced up, revealing her rib cage, which was cracked open. Rin gagged. A sharp katana came crashing down. Rin blocked the blade, which bit into her bare forearm. The shock of recognition interrupted her pain. Her father was wielding the katana with a stoic expression. She cried out to make him stop, but he slashed her arm again. She rushed off and slid on the blood-smeared floor. Using the doorframe as support, she raised herself up. The katana ripped through the wall, cleaving her other arm. She screamed in pain as she limped into the hallway, only to be met by her father's blade. She stepped back, trembling as she held together the soft, loose flesh of her abdomen. Images of her mother's tangled limbs flashed before her eyes. Rin charged at her father, making him stumble back. He punched her torn abdomen, and she reclined in pain. As she struggled to get back up, he slashed her thigh, making her collapse on the floor. As she crawled towards the stairs, he grabbed her hair and yanked her against a partition. The glass shattered on impact and she fell through, landing one floor down. She heard footsteps somewhere above her. With effort, she moved, worming her way into a sea of broken glass. The shards gnawed at her, ripping her flesh. He had to be stopped. He would not get away with what he'd done to her, what he'd done to her mother. Coughing up blood, her chin grazed the glass, adding to the bleeding. A low-pitched heartbeat started to ring in her ears. Her body felt so heavy she could no longer move. The ground shook with her father's footsteps. She knew she was not going to make it, but she no longer cared. She would make him pay, in this life or the next. A dark fog slowly veiled her eyes, but it could not subdue her rage. She would not rest, not yet. The darkness whispered, promising blood and revenge. An oath was made, and Rin closed her eyes. Very cool. Oh, hey, I was right about 2 women and second floor. So good job, me. I forgot that it would have made sense for her to turn into a vengeful spirit. Anyway, okay, so Spirit Fury. Each pallet you break magnifies the wrath of the entity. After breaking 4 pallets, the next time you're stunned by a pallet, the entity will instantly break the pallet. You still suffer from the stun effect penalty. Okay, so that'll... the 5th pallet, after you're eating so many pallets, will just instantly break it, but you're still stunned, but you can chase after him right away. This combined with enduring will make it pretty strong. Hex, haunted ground. Actually, now that I think about it, this was a community idea. We'd been calling for this for a long time, for pallets to break when they stun when the killer is stunned. So, 4 pallets. I wonder if that's the low tier, and like the earlier tier might be, unless this is the max. I don't know. All right, so Hex, haunted ground. 2 trapped hex totems will spawn in the trial. When one of the 2 trapped hex totems is cleansed by a survivor, all survivors suffer from the exposed status for 40 seconds. The remaining trapped hex totem immediately becomes a dull totem. For 40 seconds, though. The trapped hex totems, this has been an idea for a long time also. But I don't think 40 seconds and the exposed status, I don't think that's enough. I mean, the killer still loses a whole perk slot, and it only lasts for 40 seconds. I don't know. I don't think this one's going to be very good, but I mean, I don't like hexes in the first place, so. Rancor. You become obsessed with one survivor. Each time a generator is completed, the obsession sees your aura for 5 seconds. Each time a generator is completed, all survivors' locations are revealed to you for 3 seconds. Once all generators are completed, the obsession has the exposed status, and the killer can kill the obsession. Now this I can get behind, but only when the generators are completed. So I guess it'll kind of be like any of the other endgame perks. So Rancor's an endgame thing, but only for one survivor, and the auras are revealed for 3 seconds. So I mean, it's kind of like, what's the other one that does that? Bitter Murmur? Let's do this because the hag has all my things. Bitter Murmur. Each time a generator is repaired, survivors get their aura revealed for 5 seconds. Yeah, so it's like, it's basically Bitter Murmur version 2 plus Mori, but only for the last one. Shit. Oh, I forgot to look at her power. Silly me. I forgot to look at her powers. So, Yamaoka's Haunting. The spirit can use her power, Yamaoka's Haunting, to enter an ethereal plane and reappear at a new location. Tap and hold the power button to charge. The spirit will depart her physical body, leaving behind a stationary husk. While the haunting is active, the spirit may traverse freely to a new location, moving at a faster rate for a short duration. She is still confined to movement within the physical environments and surroundings, so she can't go through walls. The spirit leaves the physical plane, losing sight of all survivors. She can, however, still sense the scratch marks they leave in the environment. The spirit will produce an audible cue at her current location. So even though she's invisible, you can still hear her. So then what's the point of the husk? Yeah. Once the power is ended, the spirit retains her speed boost for a brief period and her husk fades away. Using the haunting depletes the spirit's power bar. The power bar will automatically replenish over time. The power bar must be fully replenished before it can be triggered again. So once you use it, it has to be filled again. Okay, so I couldn't get a lobby, but I went into the Kill Your Friends. I'm going to look at all of her add-ons here. So, Father's Glasses. Survivor blood trails are visible while using the haunting, and as an ultra rare add-on, you can see the blood trails. But I don't think Bloodhound will let you see the blood regardless. I guess you only can see the scratch marks. Let's see, Mother-Daughter Ring tremendously increases the movement speed, but scratch marks are no longer visible while using the haunting, so everything's completely invisible. So, I mean, you can turn invisible, great, but... and you can move fast, that's great. I guess this is going to really depend on how well you can predict survivor behavior, but once survivors get used to using or going against her, it'll be just like the nurse. As soon as they see her freeze up, they're going to change direction. They're going to go somewhere else because, yeah, she's basically a weaker nurse. Let's see here. Dry Cherry Blossom slightly increases passive phasing duration, increases the frequency of passive phasing. But what is phasing? Moderately decreases the range of the sound emission radius while using the haunting, so you can make her quieter. Scabbard of an Ancestral Blade. Moderately increases the haunting reappearance duration and her reappearance movement speed. So it's like that. The Amulet moderately increases the haunting duration, the movement speed, and the power recovery. So this is an all-around really good one. Activation charge time, that's pretty good. Movement speed. Sorry, I got distracted. Alright, so this is a good one. Considerably decreases the haunting activation charge time. Increases the movement speed. Reappearance duration and movement speed. Reappearance movement speed. Increases the haunting duration. Power recovery. The phasing again. Haunting duration, movement speed, power recovery, charge time, power recovery, duration, movement speed. So kind of meh, really. So for the max level is 60 seconds. So for 1 minute, but all they have to do is hide. Hexes, man. Each time a generator, so it sees your aura for 3 seconds. So instead of 5, it goes down to 2. I don't know. Let's see. 2 pallets. Let's see. I'm gonna get into a game with my fiance and get and check out her Mori, so that'll be fun. And we're gonna go check out the residence, so we can explore together. You want to hold hands? I'll give you my hand, and then I'll walk ahead because my arms are my hands are detached, like they're sliced, and then they like float kind of close. Yeah. Why is it taking so long?
Because your ping sucks.
Why you gotta hit me in the truth place? Ooh.
Alright.
I like this. She's so creepy.
I actually like this Survivor. Ooh, I love this place. Look at it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice. It's colorful. So
Couldn't
meet
figure
you.
out why I wasn't moving. It was because I turned the controller on me.
So I'll meet you at the house, I guess.
So,
Oh, I have to keep it held.
well, hang on.
Yeah.
Crap. Can I access? How do I access settings while I'm in game again?
Escape?
Oh, give me 1 second.
You have to reset it because it's not set, huh?
To my controller, I don't think so. Yes, Crow, thank you. I acknowledge my existence. Why is it? Oh, right. I forgot.
She's so
Changed
bald,
it.
and her hands stick in the same place.
Not letting me use the controller in the test build.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the controller's on, and I hear the denial of it working. It was working a second ago, though. Hang on. Yes, Crows, thank you. Go away. Oh, hello. Oh, gosh, that's creepy. That is terrifying.
Right?
Somebody should have played Nancy Drew, Shadow to Water's Edge. Shout out to me. Do. What is it? They won't let me play with the controller. I'm gonna struggle even more now. Okay. Well, we'll try this without the controller, but this is gonna take longer.
Okay.
That's cool.
What is...
You're phasing stuff.
I'm phasing?
Yeah.
So, like, what do you see?
You turn invisible for a couple seconds and then you move around.
Even when I'm not... When I'm just standing here, like this?
Yeah.
Ah, so I turn invisible?
For a second. Oh, gosh. Yeah. It's weird.
Oh, you...
Yeah, you flash in and out of existence. And you know what? Now that I think about it, you came home from work and you're wearing that. You're like a prostitute or something.
Yeah, she was helping customers.
Ah, entertaining. Got it.
Entertaining.
Took me a minute. Ooh, cool. I want to see the room where you were murdered. Awesome.
I don't think this is the room that it happened, though. I mean...
Oh, wait, yeah, you had to be on the second floor, huh?
Yeah, but the stairs are blocked off, so we can't go upstairs. You work on a gen. I'm gonna go look.
I want to see the basement. Fine,
Right.
just let me know when you find the basement. I'm gonna go for a walk in a garden. La-dee-da. Dee-da.
Oh yeah, I'm using her weird perks. Ooh, there's a shrine.
I don't like how small this map is.
It is kind of small, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Myers Mansion. I mean, I love
Her
the
hooks
detail, don't get me wrong.
Her hooks are really nice. They're like little shrines.
I saw that. That's kind of...
Really, yeah, they're really nice.
Blood all over the floor. Ooh, what's that?
Hooray! Okay, so just do me a favor. Hang out by this... hang out by that drawer right there. And I'm gonna come over here, okay? And so I want you to tell me when you know that I'm standing over there, okay? Will you do that for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shut up. Okay, so you didn't see me enter the room at all?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, do you want me to run so that
No.
you can make it look realistic? Ah.
Wait, now you have to wiggle off because I wanted to hit you, not pull you off of the thing. And I also wanted to check and see if you were... Do you have a little skull on your thing?
A little skull?
Yeah, on the right-hand side. Okay. Okay. You're funny. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. Oh, Lord. Ow. Oh.
Yeah.
I think the hags is worse.
Yeah, hers is kind of neat.